Wild Kitty appeared, and today for you, I am bringing you my thoughts on Voltron Season 7. Yes guys, it's that time again where I basically run my mouth and talk about Voltron for God knows how long. But yeah, so you know the drill. Get yourself a cup of tea, coffee, some snacks, and let's dive in. Okay, so Season 7 was a thing. Season 7 came and my god, did this season get quite a mixture of stuff that happened. Okay, so I'm going to talk about something that obviously, I'm sure if you are obviously deep in the Voltron fandom, you would know what subject I'm about to bring up. So as you guys know, back at San Diego Comic-Con, it was confirmed that Shiro had a significant other by the name of Adam, and of course, it exploded, everyone was happy, I was happy, everything like that. And then Season 7 happened, and yeah. So basically, we saw Adam in a flashback, and then we seen him for a few seconds, and then he dies. He just straight up dies without Shiro seeing him, before Shiro could get back to Earth. And honestly, I've racked my brains of how I feel about what happened, and I think at this point, I'm more disappointed than anything. I'm not, it's one of these things where I was really hoping for this, that we got to at least see more interactions with Shiro and Adam, because yeah, again, it's rare that kid shows do show LGBT representation, because there's some people that still think kids can't handle that stuff. But even though there's shows like Steven Universe that happened, the last bit of Legend of Korra, and I think there was that cartoon, I'm not too sure, but from what I hear, Loud House also had that as well, but no, apparently not. So I tried to rack my brain around what was going on with this whole thing, and there's rumors spreading around about a bunch of stuff. I don't know what's true or what's not, but from what I can see, basically, Laura Joaquin and Bex tried their darndest to basically, make sure that the representation we wanted, we got. But apparently DreamWorks were like, yeah, no, that ain't happening. Because there was a thing where DreamWorks just wanted Shiro and Adam just to be roommates. There was even a clip that was leaked where Shiro and Adam were talking, and Adam called Shiro his best friend. So there was that. So yeah, so basically, I don't know what's true. I don't know if it was that the writers just queerbaited us or anything like that. I just, again, I think I'm just more disappointed than anything that we didn't get it. And if it is that it's DreamWorks' fault that this didn't happen, then wow, really DreamWorks, really. But yeah, it is just, as I said, I'm more disappointed than anything about it. But yeah, so I want to get more into how I feel about this whole subject, but I will be doing this video later on, a few weeks down the line, talking more in depth about the whole thing that happened. And yeah, so I honestly would keep your eye on my Twitter and Instagram, and I'll keep you updated on that. But yes, now of course I did not want, because I started off with this because I never ever want to end my videos on a negative note. That is not my intention at all. I like to try and keep things positive, so I'm just going to talk about the things that happened in Season 7 that I'm really, really happy about. And yeah, okay, so I will admit, yes, even after all that stuff that happened with Shiro and Adam, I still loved Season 7. Season 7 was a pretty solid season. We got a lot of stuff, a lot of character stuff, and just, again, amazing voice acting, writing, animation, just all of that. So yeah, this season was honestly, all the stuff that's happened, especially the first half of Season 7 was amazing. First episode where we got the flashbacks with Keith and Shiro, and we got to learn you know, why Shiro took him under his wing, and it was amazing. I absolutely loved it, and also like, oh my god. But yeah, I was really happy to see that. I was really happy seeing it. Also seeing like younger Hunk, seeing, you know, younger Lance as well. And yeah, but yeah, it was really good. And also, aside that, we also saw obviously everybody else was trying to find the animal to get more energy to power up the lions. And obviously we got to see how Ramel is, and oh my god guys, I love Ramel. Oh my god, I love her so much. She is amazing. Ramel is, yes girl, get it, I love it. I love her interactions with Hunk. Like, I was set of like being like, yo, if they get if they end up together, I'm happy. Or if they become just really good friends, I'm all good. Because my god, just Ramel was just, yes, Ramel was definitely one of my faves in this season. But yeah, Ramel, amazing. You're doing amazing, sweetie. Yes, awesome. There's obviously, I can't talk about every single thing that happened in all of 13 episodes, or else this video would be like 3 hours long, and I doubt you guys would want to see that. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. But yeah, the next bit I really want to talk about is the feud episode. Oh my god, the feud episode. We needed that episode. We needed that episode. But I feel like that episode should have like came later, because my god, the intensity in this season. But yeah, but the feud episode, it was just really fun. Just seeing like Keith. We wanted Keith in a ponytail, but this is what we got. I'll take it. And also just everything in that episode was just fantastic. Also, my Clance shipper heart was very happy when obviously Lance and Keith voted for each other, even though Keith was like, I just don't want to spend eternity with him. I'm like, boy, really, boy. Meh. But, you know, still, they chose each other, I'll take it. Yeah, so that whole thing that happened, and also, again, I also love when Paige was sent to do the mini golf kind of thing, and she literally was just like, you know what, whacked the ball and then attacked the host, and I'm like, yes girl, I love Paige. Paige is amazing. Again, I love Paige, she's amazing. But yeah, so that how happened, and yeah, so it seems like I know back in the 80s Voltron, they had the whole princess thing, well not princess, goddess thing, where, you know, the goddess showed up to test their strengths and stuff like that and see how well they are as a team. So, and they kind of, I guess they did this for this episode instead of obviously just a goddess. It was a deity or something who tests to see how you are, and of course since they all voted for each other, they all got out, and it was amazing. And but I just love the whole thing where it's like oh yeah, it keeps like when Kran's explaining them the legend, and then Keith's just like, oh yeah, but Bob was a jerk, and everyone just agreed. It was amazing. And then obviously we had the whole thing where Ezar and I can never pronounce her name, but you know who I'm probably talking about. The two other generals of Lothors is back, and as we know, 3 years have passed, even though the Paladins were not aware of that was happening, because I guess it was some time thing. So for them, it only was maybe a few hours, but to everybody else, it was like 3 years. So pretty much everybody thought, you know, the Paladins were dead. And that also kind of made me think, going, Matt thought Paige was dead because he hadn't seen her for 3 years. But yeah, so speaking of Matt, damn, did that boy glow up? Like, damn, did you not see, like, oh my god, sorry, okay, but like, oh my god, but yeah, I'll get on to Matt a bit later. But yeah, so we know that 3 years have passed, and they're on the ship when Ezar and that were trying to torture them, and goes for Paige, and then everyone's like, excuse me, no, what do you think you're doing? I was like, yes, no one messes with Paige, because Paige is amazing. Now, I do want to talk about every single episode as I stated, but again, it'll just take too long. So I want to get to at least when they get back to Earth, or at least, you know, they get the signal, and we learn that obviously the Galra have attacked Earth, which, guess what guys, I predicted that would happen, because obviously that happens. And yes, so obviously we get the two-part episode where, you know, we see how Sam Holt is doing on Earth, trying to convince the garrison to be like, yo, we should do something about this. And then it's I can never remember what her name was, but was it like the commander or something like that? Like the big leader of the garrison. Yeah, she could go die in a fire, even though she kind of did die, but still, she could go die in a fire. Basically, so, you know, like Sam's like, you know, I think we should really do something. The Gara are probably coming. We should, you know, make our defenses a lot better. And then they do. And then, of course, we meet up with, like, the new people, which are obviously James, who we saw in episode 1, who Keith punched, but rightfully so. Then we see another girl, I can never remember her name, the other guy, and the blonde girl who was like David's daughter or something. I don't know how to pronounce her name. But they were an interesting group, to say the least. And then, of course, like, they were building their own kind of team and stuff like that. It wasn't exactly like Voltron vehicles like a lot of people were hoping for, but maybe later on, maybe, who knows? But then we get to meet Veronica. Oh my god, Veronica. Like, as soon as she came on screen, it was like, yo, my name's Veronica. I'm like, Lance's sister. Oh my god, it's Lance's sister. Like, I was excited because I was like, yes, yes, yes. I love Veronica. She is amazing. Like, oh my god, I absolutely love her. Like, she's just so badass. And now I headcanon that basically Veronica was the one who taught Lance how to shoot. Like, she's the reason why Lance is such a good shot, like how he can never miss a shot and why he's the sharpshooter. Like, that's how I like to believe anyways. But yes, oh my god, Veronica is amazing, and yes, I stand a queen. But then obviously when they're on the mission, like, it ends up collapsing, and of course I'm like, Veronica, are you okay? Veronica? No, no, Veronica cannot die before Lance gets to see her. No, 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 no. But then obviously we find out, no, it's fine. She found a bunch of refugees who were underneath the ground and helped her. So it's all good. It's all good. Lance ain't gonna go on a murderous rampage. So we all good. They realized since, you know, the Gara were right outside the Earth, they were like, right, what we need to do is just hide the lions and go into one of like the Gara ships. And of course Keith already knows how to pilot those because he's done it before. So yeah, so they abandon the lions and then go on to Earth. And then obviously finding out what the frick was going on and everything, and yeah, and then they get back to the garrison, and oh my god, I cried, guys, I cried. Yeah, so obviously Colleen, my god, Colleen, you can definitely see where Paige gets it, like, oh my god, again, I stand a queen. But yeah, so also, like, I love that bit where Paige, like, literally, like, koala hugged her mom, and I'm like, oh my god, that's amazing. And then you see here, like, someone say Lance, and then Lance looks over, and these two kids go, Uncle Lance, and then that was me. I was gone. I was a crying mess. Like, oh my god, like, for me, it's just like the whole thing was like, oh, Lance misses his family so much, can we please get a happy reunion? Because I was so afraid something bad was going to happen to Lance's family, and it didn't, except I think something might have happened to Lance's grandma, because we saw her, like, in that bit where obviously Colleen and Sam broadcast that message to everyone so that they would know that, yo, aliens are about to attack us, help! And obviously they showed the messages, and then obviously we see Lance and Hunk's family, and seeing Lance's family, we do see that we see his grandma, but where is she after, like, when they get to the garrison? Where is she? Why is she not there? Why is Lance not questioning it? Like, did we just skip past a death or something? Like, what happened? But yeah, but all in all, I was still happy that, you know, he was in the arms of his mom and his siblings and his niece and nephew, and I just, his niece and nephew are adorable. I just love the bit where Lance is like, oh, you got so big, and his nephew is like, you haven't got any big, and it's like, oh yeah, that's a complicated thing. But yeah, it was just, I love it. And then of course, yo, we got some Hunk stuff this season, and I was so happy to see this. Like, Oh my god, Hunk. I love Hunk. I'm just so glad that we at least got something. We got a bit more about his family, so I think the two kids we see in the flashback are supposed to be his niece and nephew, because in the Voltron comics we learned that Hunk is definitely an uncle, because obviously Lance and Hunk talk about it. So I think that's meant to be his niece and nephew, and I think that scene where you see Hunk cooking in the kitchen with his mom and there's another woman, I think that's supposed to be at least, it's either going to be at least like Hunk's like older sister or maybe just sister-in-law. But yeah, but oh my god, that also got me too. Also, like, Hunk got an upgrade on his weapon. He can now like shoot this thing and it like shoots on the wall and turns into these other guns to like do a back shoot, and oh, it was amazing. I love Hunk. I'm so glad you got a little bit more this season instead of just being like in the background being unappreciated. But no, it was amazing and I loved it so much. And it was just, I was so happy to see that. Like, I have to say, I just love the like interaction with like Lance and his sister like Veronica, because that was so cute. Like, they were just amazing. Again, so happy. Like, again, I'm gonna headcanon that she was the reason why Lance wanted to go to the garrison in the first place, because he admired her so much. I don't really know the age gap between obviously Veronica and Lance, but obviously it probably might have deepened more, because obviously for them they were away for like 3 years, and well, Lance is now, at least I think Lance is supposed to be 18 now, because it makes sense, because it was supposed to take them at least a year to get to Earth, so that made sense. So I think Lance is supposed to be 18 now, but I think maybe Veronica is, I don't know, she must be in her 20s, at least she's in her 20s. I think she might be at least closer to Lance in age, and that's why they're so close. But yeah, there's also been theories I've seen around where we see another family member wearing a jacket that looks very similar to Lance's jacket, and I've seen a lot of people theorize that maybe his twin, but I feel like if that was his twin, we would have gotten a bit more on her. Just me. But yeah, but Lance's family, yes, I am so happy. And yeah, also I know some people are a bit annoyed that Crowlea left to, you know, help, but it's understandable why Crowlea left, to be perfectly honest, because obviously they needed to help the Blade of Mamora, and Keith understood it wasn't that she was off going to abandon him, it was literally so she could help the Blade, but you know, she still came back, so she kept her promise. But yeah, but that scene between Keith and his mom was adorable. I loved it so much. Like, he called her mom. Like, oh my god, that was amazing. Of course, throughout the whole season 6, he pretty much just kept calling her Crowlea, basically just calling her mom, and I'm like, yes. That also got me too. And I'm like, yes, oh, Keith, you finally have a family. Also, Keith's wolf, my god, is adorable. I want one. Like, I want a teleporting wolf. Also, now we have a name, I guess. I'm not too sure if it's going to be the official name, because like Keith was like, I'll wait until he gives me a name, and then everyone's like, nah, we're gonna call him Cosmo, because why the feck not? I'm like, Cosmo's an adorable name, don't get me wrong. I just don't understand. There was a bit where, like, when people were asking, oh, what's the name of the wolf, obviously before season 7, Laura Montgomery was like, oh, we're not gonna say because it's a spoiler, and I'm like, okay, how's Cosmo a spoiler? I mean, unless obviously in season 8, Keith's gonna turn around and go, actually guys, we're gonna call him this. See if Keith grows to like Cosmo, the name, or is like, nah, we're gonna call him this. But I can still probably see everybody else still just calling him Cosmo. But yeah. Then of course we see that Shiro gets a new arm. My god, this arm, like, I was not exactly what I was expecting, but I really should have expected it, because obviously it's like the way like Sendak's arm is meant to be an upgrade, so I guess we should have guessed that would be like Shiro's new arm. But the fact that Alora made it was so cool, and she used obviously the crystal in her circlet. But yeah, I'm just like fascinated, like, just like, it's this weird floating hand, it's just this floating arm, and all I'm gonna say is, people who cosplay Shiro, good luck. My god, do you need luck. And if you do somehow like achieve it, send me pictures, because I want to see that ish. But yeah, so yeah, but still, Shiro's arm looks pretty cool. But then also we find out that obviously Hunk knows that his family is in one of those camps and he wants to save them. And then he has this really kind of like, he has this scene with Keith and I think it's really adorable, and I love the fact that he was like, actually you're like my favorite paladin, because even though you are scared of what's going on, you still fight head on, and that's what he really admires about Hunk. And that hug, and I'm like, yes, 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 I'm all about that friendship. So yeah, so basically everyone ends up sneaking out so that they can rescue Hunk's family and also get some more details about what's going on. So we see James and the others come and say, we want to help. So that was interesting. Like James, like, my god, James was on it. He went from being an absolute dickwad in episode 1 to, you know what, James, you're alright with me. Also, there's one thing I kind of want to address. I can't remember if it happened at this bit or it was earlier on. I think it was early on, but there was a bit where Keith and Lance are together and basically Keith is like, and goes to go up and then turns around to Lance and says, don't miss, and then runs off. And then people are like, that's kind of mean. Why did like Keith say don't miss to Lance? That's kind of mean. And I'm like, nah, I wouldn't say that was Keith being mean to Lance, to be perfectly honest. I think that was just a thing that they say, because I think Keith, like, if Keith didn't trust that Lance could make the shot, he wouldn't have ran off. That's the thing. He wouldn't have ran off if he didn't think Lance could make the shot. He knows fine well Lance can make the shot. We have seen that boy shoot. He knows how, like, that boy rarely misses. So I don't think it was, I think it was more of a tease more than anything. I don't think it meant anything mean. We see Hunk gets his family back, which is really good, and then obviously they learn that, oh, they're making these cannons so that they can destroy the Earth, because obviously Earth is not surrendering. So and then Zendek's like, oh, you're not going to surrender? Then we're just going to blow up your planet. So obviously they're going to try and stop these cannon things, so obviously they're trying to do a surprise attack, but then obviously they find out that no, the Gara knew that they were coming because of this awful human being. I know they try and redeem her, but honestly, no. You do not make a deal with someone like Zendak, because they are not gonna keep the deal. There's no way an alien force who has basically threatened to kill your planet is gonna be like, oh, just hand us the lions and we're totally not gonna destroy your planet. What are you talking about? Like, yeah, really, like, oh my god. But yeah, and just, it was just amazing. And then obviously they were in the south and they obviously were able to call their lions like they did before. And yeah, it was so amazing, and yeah, I absolutely loved it. And then there's one thing I will say, that obviously, you know, they built the Atlas, and then the Atlas turned into this huge robot, bigger than frickin' Voltron, who, as the producers have talked about before, they said that Voltron is supposed to be at least bigger than the Statue of Liberty, and I'm like, well, if Voltron is bigger than that, then my god, Atlas is huge. And I know obviously Atlas is supposed to be a thing about, I think it was a god or something, I'm not too sure, but who basically holds up the earth. But yeah, for me, I don't know, did we really need Atlas? Like, did we? I don't really think we needed Atlas at all, but it came a thing. And then obviously, once they defeated Zendak, we obviously know that, you know, something else comes down, and I'm like, oh dear lord, no. Like, I first thought it was going to be a roe beast of some kind that Hagar made, but then of course, again, so this thing is very powerful, but luckily Voltron was able to kill it. The whole time I was watching that scene, I was hoping that Voltron was going to get the upgrades, because we know that, at least in the toy lines, we see Voltron coming out, and we've seen that they get new armor stuff, they get like new weapons, etc, etc. Like, I was waiting for that, but instead we got Atlas instead. Like, I'm sure there's gonna be a toy of Atlas, like, and they're gonna make it like this big. Like, I bet you anything it'll be. Or like, it'll be this big. Like, if I ever buy Atlas, like, there's gonna be no room, but I probably won't. I don't know. But yeah, and then like, we see that Lance and Keith had those new wings, which was really cool. And then obviously, I think it was Lance and Paige who put in their bayards and they got dual-wielding swords. Just like, yes, that was amazing. And yeah, the battle was really well done. Like, I've seen a lot of people complain about it, but I think it was still a pretty good battle. I just didn't think it was necessary for Atlas to turn into a giant robot. I think Atlas could have just stayed like to be the new Castle of Lions. I didn't really think it needed to transform into a big robot, but whatever. But yeah, and then obviously Paladins get hurt, and from the big battle after it's defeated, they're all in the hospital, and obviously everyone gets to be with their families, and we see all the aliens from the Voltron coalition come, and then we see Shay come back to see Hunk, and oh, I shipped those two so much. Like, oh, I was so happy to see that they were reunited, and I hope we get to see more of them in season 8. And then obviously, then of course, I know I've stated this before, but then we see Matt, and I'm like, damn Matt, like I thought you went through a glow up the first time we saw you again, and then we see you this time, and I'm like, damn, that was a thing. But also, I don't know if you noticed, he was holding hands with the mysterious masked person. Again, I think she's meant to be female, I'm not too sure, but she definitely has a female like build, so I don't know, but still, like, yeah, that, like, I can't wait to see them explore that more. But oh my god, yes. And then like everyone with their families, everyone like being happy. Krolia and Colivan was there with Keith. Everyone was there for Lance, and we saw Lance's nephew wear Lance's helmet, which was really, really cute, and I loved it. It was adorable. I loved it. And yeah, and then of course later on we find out that the robot thing that they were facing before was actually, they did have a pilot in it, and it was an Altean. So earlier on, Krolia and Keith asked Colivan, oh, did you go to the Altean colony to get the other Alteans? And they're like, oh, when we got there, there was none there. And then obviously that's where I was like, red flags in my head. So I think it's probably confirmed that Hagar found the colony. I think that's what's happened, and now she's going to be using like Altean quintessence to pilot this weird robot thing. So yeah, so I think that was only test 1, and Hagar's going to bring even more down. So yeah, and I think that's obviously what season 8 is going to confirm. But yeah, so yeah, that was my thoughts on season 8. Obviously I didn't cover everything because obviously again this video would be like 3 hours long. But yeah, anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Tell me in the comments, how did you feel about season 7? Were you like, it was amazing, or were you like, meh? Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe for more fandom content, then you can shake a stick at. And